everyone. Welcome to Library Connection. I'm Mandy Cantrell from the Comer Library. We at the library, the board and the staff and all of us want to thank TV47 for allowing us to showcase our services to the greater Sylacauga area. So today we're going to talk with Kay Jennings. Thank you for joining me, Kay.
You're welcome.
Right. She is the Executive Director of TCR Childcare Corporation. I invited her because she has a lot of things to tell us, and we also partner with, she's over the Head Start area, and we do story time. As Youth Services Director, that's part of what I do. We do story time at Head Start and Moving Forward in your preschool program. Very impressed with the things that y'all are doing. So I wanted everyone to know a little more about what you do.
Well, first of all, thank you guys. We've partnered with the library for so long, and it's great that we have you to come out and read to the children and make the library available to the kids that we serve. But we are TCR Childcare Corporation, and we manage the Drew Court Child Development Centers here in Sylacauga, where we have the Moving Forward Pre-K program and the Head Start program that is under the Chehaw Regional Head Start umbrella.
Right. So TCR Childcare Corporation. Explain to us what the TCR is.
When we were started, incorporated in 1972 as a business, and the counties we were in were Talladega, Clay, and Randolph.
Okay.
So that comes from there. We are now in probably 50 counties in the state, so we can't put all 50 of them doing a variety of services. We don't provide Head Start and daycare in all those counties, but we just have a variety of services that we provide in those counties.
Right. Well, I'm very impressed. Every time we go to Head Start to read stories and we take little crafts, we enjoy them. The children are so involved. Your teachers do a great job. They're singing. I've heard learning patterns. I've learned, I hear them counting, and they'll talk about letters and just all kinds, and just in the few minutes while we're getting our books and things ready to read. So your teachers do a great job.
Thank you. At Drew Court, we have the Moving Forward Pre-K program, which is funded through the Office of School Readiness, which is what everybody's hearing about right now, is that the legislature just increased funding for those programs. Drew Court is unique that it was one of the 8 pilot sites, so it's been there as long as pre-K's been around. Drew Court has been around. So. And then across the street, we have our Head Start program that serves 3 and 4-year-olds. Another great program. The uniqueness about that is that they both programs offer the same curriculum. We use Creative, which is research-based. We also do an assessment on the children with Gold, which is also, it's all online, it's all computerized. Everything is computerized and data focused.
Oh, yes.
So it gives us a lot of information on where the children are so that we can individualize with young children. It's very important to be able to individualize where they are developmentally and make lesson plans that are appropriate to that. And it's just, we keep the children active. At ages 3 and 4, children are incredibly active at that age, so that's a challenge, keeping them focused and keeping them active and on task.
I've always thought teaching preschool is one of the hardest jobs because children have such short attention spans. You have to have lots of different things planned during the day, but that's great.
And we do. We have, that's the great thing about Creative. It gives you a lot of ideas. So if you're a teacher that, like myself, when I was in the classroom, I had to have something to give me an idea before I could, it was kind of hard to come up with it off the cuff. But it gives you a lot of activities, things that you can do to just get, like what you were saying earlier. There's so many things you take for granted: sorting, counting, children learning to write. If you have to scribble before you can write your alphabet, so it's having the resources available in the centers. We have centers that children can go to, so they can take advantage, and they can pick up a pencil, and they have paper available and crayons and a variety of other different things, so that their fine motor skills, getting those things ready, cutting, gluing, just pressing a glue bottle, the motion to cut with a pair of scissors that we adults take for granted that
So many
children are
things.
learning.
Yeah, so many things. And I see when we go in your classroom, lots of little bins of blocks and puzzles and a kitchen center and all those things. Like you said, the block putting small things, manipulatives together. You have to do all that before you write. Learn to use your fingers.
Right. Everything we do is developmentally appropriate, and a lot of people don't understand that, and they see that as just constant play. But that's how children learn. There's lots of research out there that children learn through play. They learn their social skills, how to interact with one another. They, as you were saying with blocks, the smaller blocks, the Legos, how to put those together and the fine motor skills it takes to do that. Larger blocks, you learn a lot about balance and what it takes to build something, to make something stand erect or what have you. And housekeeping. You know, everybody's like, oh, housekeeping.
It's
that's
my favorite center.
I know, but you know, there's a lot of people say, oh, housekeeping is just nothing but play. But they're learning how to react and to work together with one another. They're making grocery lists. Housekeeping becomes a doctor's office, and they're writing prescriptions, and they're listening to one another's heartbeat, and they're working collaboratively to make this happen. And there's so many good things that are going on. The teachers are there to reinforce that and to add, so you know that it's never boring. It's never the same thing twice, and it's challenging the children. When you put a new object in housekeeping, you're building vocabulary.
Yes.
You're when they're making grocery lists out, they're putting things in order, they're planning, they're writing.
Yes.
It's a whole process there that it's a learning process.
And learning to get along.
Learning to get along, that's very important.
That's very important too. I think we have missed a lot of that sometimes, I think. But playing and learning to take turns. You know, I want to be the mom, but you want to be the mom. We'll have to take turns.
And we forget how important that is in everyday life as adults. You know, when you get in the workforce, you have to know how to work in a group. You have to be able to get along. And that's very much part of that social interacting, is that you teach that early on. If children don't get that at a very early age, it gets harder for them to build those social skills.
Well, you guys are doing a great job at that, and I've seen that in action. We're going to pause for a commercial, and I hope you'll join us after the break.
This month's TV 47 Star Student of the Month from Indian Valley Elementary School is brought to you by King's Pawn and Jewelry and Tax Service and Curtis and Son Funeral Home. Congratulations, Kaylin and Haley Cannon from Indian Valley Elementary School. This Star Student of the Month was brought to you by King's Pawn and Jewelry and Tax Service and Curtis and Son Funeral Home.
Recycling, it's nothing new, but how many of us actually do it? What's the point? Every time you toss out something that could be recycled, you're throwing away money. Recyclables are valuable, and when items like these are recycled, they are sold to businesses and made into new products. Alabama's recycling industry employs thousands of people, and more recycling equals more jobs, which equals more money put back in your local economy. See, recycling just makes sense. Let us show you how recycling works in and for Alabama.
This month's TV 47 Star Student of the Month from Fayetteville School is brought to you by Survival Prepper 101 and State Representative Ron Johnson. Congratulations, Sawyer Wells from Fayetteville School. This Star Student of the Month has been brought to you by Survival Prepper 101, State Representative Ron Johnson, and TV 47.
Hello and welcome back to Library Connection. I'm Mandy Cantrell. I'm talking with Kay Jennings. She is the Executive Director of the TCR Childcare Corporation. And we've talked a lot about your program, and we're going to talk some more about that, but I want to learn a little bit more about you, Kay. You're from Sylacauga, in this area.
I am a Coosa County native. I went to school there, was in the first graduating class of Central High School. I won't say when. That'll give away my age. But we graduated from Coosa Central, went to AUM, got my bachelor's degree in education, and went back in 2008 to Auburn University and got my MBA. So I live here in Sylacauga now. We've lived here for approximately 9 years. Both of my children, my daughter graduated from Sylacauga High School. My son will be graduating from Sylacauga High School. Just feel like didn't feel like I was moving, because with Sylacauga, living in Coosa County, we always did business here in Sylacauga. So didn't feel like I was moving. Just felt like I was getting a different house. So love this community. Sylacauga's a great community, got a lot of things available for families and children, and I'm just glad to be able to be a part of that and be able to share that with people.
Good. Yeah, we're glad you're here too. How long have you been involved with TCR?
I started working in TCR in 2000. Actually was the first that pilot site pre-K program.
Okay.
I was the assistant teacher under the wonderful leadership of Miss Julie, and she and I were in there together for a year, and then she got a promotion, and I was the lead teacher for the second year.
Great.
And that was back in the day when it was just in its infancy. And it has come so far and been great to be able to be a part of that. From leaving the classroom, I started as director of special programs for TCR, which included our pre-K classrooms, and we had some Children's Trust Fund of Alabama funding that I was over. Then we had the opportunity, I was promoted to the director of human resources.
Okay.
And served in that position probably about 6 years, and then had the opportunity to apply and interview, and I've been the executive director now for since 2007,
Okay.
which is just
Almost going on 10 years.
Almost going on 10 years, and time flies when you're having fun.
It does. Well, it sounds like you've worked your way up. You've seen all different aspects of the program.
Yes, ma'am.
Which is a benefit, I'm sure.
Yes, it is. I have worked in all aspects of it, and we have so many different things going on. We have, if you don't mind me sharing a little bit about TCR.
Yes.
We have, in addition to our pre-K programs and our Head Start programs, we have the quality program that helps daycare staff. Any daycare staff or child development staff for any program can utilize Childcare Central's training division, where they can receive training to meet minimum standards, DHR minimum standards for daycare centers licensing. You have to have 12 hours of professional development training per year. That's a minimum. Most centers do more, exceed the 12 hours. But we have that here in Talladega or Sylacauga. We have Head Start, of course, in Drew Court, Childersburg, Sycamore, Talladega, Stimley, and Lincoln here in Talladega County.
Okay.
We have offices in Birmingham and Mobile, where they assist families get subsidized child care.
Great.
We have Team 1, who are case aides who assist DHR social workers. And we have, of course, the Head Start program in 6 counties. So in all, TCR, we employ approximately 400 people.
Oh my goodness.
Statewide.
Really?
We also have the training department in Huntsville, so we have an office in Huntsville, we have an office in Birmingham, an office in Talladega, and an office in Mobile.
My goodness.
So we're all over the state.
We're all over the state.
And any week I can be in Mobile, and then the next day possibly be in Huntsville. So it's fun though. We have a great agency. We really work very hard at providing services targeted mostly though to early childhood and children.
Right. And I've just got a few things. I've looked on your website, which is one you said you're in the process of.
We're updating our website. We're getting a much more user-friendly website, so we're excited about that. Hopefully in the next 2 weeks it will be completely up and running.
Good. Well, the website you have is very good. I looked at one of the things I really liked is why high quality pre-K. Several different things. Children who participate in a high quality pre-K program, such as what you have, they have higher academic achievement, less likely to repeat a grade, less likely to require special ed classes, more likely to graduate from high school, enroll in college. A whole list of things. And y'all have a wonderful pre-K program. How can parents get in touch with you about enrolling their children?
We have the pre-K program that TCR is funded through is at Drew Court Child Development Center. You may contact Miss Dorothy Funderburg. She is the center director. That number is 256-249-9441. You would have to fill out an application to be eligible for any pre-K program. If it's an Office of School Readiness funded program, which is under the Department of Early Childhood Education, those children must turn 4 by September the 1st.
Okay.
They do not serve 3-year-olds. We have people that'll call and say, but my child turns 3 September the 5th. It's just like public schools. The cutoff date is by September the 1st. Those programs are our program and our Head Start program. Now in our Head Start program, developmentally appropriate, which we target those same things. They can get in touch with the same number. You can enroll a 3-year-old in the Head Start program.
Okay.
So, but we have the pre-K program. We have the one at Drew Court. There's no financial. A lot of times people get it confused with Head Start. Head Start is, of course, based on your income.
Yes.
Pre-K is not based on your income. The main eligibility for pre-K is child's got to be 4.
That's great.
Child's got to be 4 by September the 1st. Completely free, Monday through Friday. We do follow, because Drew Court sits in Sylacauga City School District, we do follow the Sylacauga City calendar.
Okay. Makes it easier for parents with children.
Right. So children do, and let me take that back. Sometimes it's a cordon. Once we get our roster, once we know who's enrolled, if the majority of those children are enrolled in Talladega County,
Right.
then we will follow Talladega County. Just for, like you were saying, ease for the families, that the children, and the calendars have been fairly similar for the last for the last few years. So that makes it easier for even those children that may be going to Sylacauga City. But it is a 180-day program. We get the same holidays that the school systems get and what have you. And the unique thing about the one at Drew Court is it does provide wraparound services. So if you're a working parent and you needed early morning care or you needed afternoon care, Drew Court, with it having the daycare on the premises, you have that option.
That's great. With working parents, that's very needed, I'm sure. Yeah. And I'm always so impressed that we go over there sometimes and wonderful lunch is cooking. I can smell what they're having for lunch. It sounds great.
We have great cooks. That's another thing at Drew Court, whether it's the daycare, because we do, as I alluded to earlier, we do have a daycare. And our daycare starts serving children at age 6 weeks.
Okay.
One of the unique things about Drew Court daycare, or I feel is unique, when I had babies, I didn't send them to a daycare that provided formula. I had to provide my own formula.
Okay, yes.
But Drew Court, actually, we provide the infant formula. We provide breakfast, lunch, and a snack at no additional cost.
Oh, that's wonderful.
We provide wipes. We do not provide diapers at this time, although some of our centers, we provide diapers.
Great.
So it's a very comprehensive service. Pre-K, to go back to that, and we include this with our Head Start, or Head Start has always done this. Head Start, for everybody's information, Head Start, I believe, set the path. Head Start's been around for 50 years.
Oh my goodness.
So they have developed a great model, and a lot of programs, pre-K programs in Alabama and other states follow that model. Head Start is a comprehensive service, meaning that children that enroll are going to get vision screenings, they're going to get hearing screenings, they're going to get health screenings, they're going to get developmental screenings, all that good stuff. There's been countless times, Mandy, that we've found 3, 4-year-old children that have vision problems, that have hearing problems.
So important to catch those early.
Yes, and we've caught those and been able to help get the needed services, whether it be glasses, hearing aids, what have you. We refer children for speech services. It's just any kind of delay developmentally that we see. We work with the school system to do that referral.
How important to catch those early.
Yes.
So they're ready to learn.
And that's one of the great things about pre-K and Head Start is that they do have that component. Within the first 45 days, these children of enrollment, these children are getting these screenings, and these parents are getting the information and assistance they need. Speaking as a mother, my son had chronic ear infections, and he had a speech delay because of those chronic ear infections, but I didn't know all of the resources that were available to us at the time. And Head Start and Pre-K have such a strong parental education program that we work with the parent to make sure they are aware, whether your child has that delay or not. Those parents leave Head Start knowing what's available in the community and how to get to those resources.
That's wonderful. It's a wonderful resource for parents. We're going to come back in just a few minutes after the commercial break and talk a little bit more about TCR Childcare Corporation.
This month's TV 47 Star Student of the Month from Pinecrest Elementary School is brought to you by Curtis and Son Funeral Home and the Allen Companies. Congratulations, Imam Abdur Rahim from Pinecrest Elementary School. This Star Student of the Month has been brought to you by Curtis and Son Funeral Home, the Allen Companies, and TV 47.
At Fort Williams Pharmacy, you won't find motor oil, garden hoses, or mountain climbing gear. No, they don't have that. What they do have is a professional, friendly staff that understands your needs. Filling prescriptions is their primary business, and they take it seriously. They also have a drive-through window for your convenience and free local delivery. Most of all, Fort Williams Pharmacy knows your time is valuable, so when it's time to fill your prescriptions, you need it done fast, friendly, and accurately. Fort Williams Pharmacy, our family, caring for your family.
This month's TV 47 Star Student of the Month from Sylacauga High School is brought to you by Curtis and Son Funeral Home and Fort Williams Pharmacy. Congratulations, Caitlin McTeer from Sylacauga High School. This month's Star Student of the Month has been brought to you by Curtis and Son Funeral Home, Fort Williams Pharmacy, and TV 47.
Hello and welcome back to Library Connection. I'm Mandy Cantrell. I've been talking with Kay Jennings. She's the Executive Director of the TCR Childcare Corporation. And I've been so impressed, all the things I've learned about. We go to your centers to Head Start and moving forward, and I've learned still so much about them. Now, one thing I have to tell you I'm very impressed with is we go in and the children, they've eaten breakfast, and they're brushing their teeth, learning those skills like that. It's not just about the academics. It's our social skills. It's about learning to take care of yourself too. I think that's wonderful. Your teachers do a great job.
Again, that's the comprehensive services. We have to make sure if a child has a cavity, we as adults know how painful a cavity can be. What we as adults take for granted. We get children, when we're getting our children at Head Start at age 3, we're getting them in pre-K at age 4. Children that are of low income or moderate income have a vocabulary of 500 to 750 words. Okay. And that's not a lot.
Right.
And it's sometimes very difficult for young children to tell you, I've got this throbbing pain in the back of my mouth, and I don't know what's causing it or what have you. And then that, of course, is behavior problems. That's how children, if they're hurting anywhere, if they've got something going on at home, a lot of times it comes out in the way they act in the classroom. So it is. We try to make sure that we do away with all those possibilities. We make sure the children's teeth are healthy. If they have a cavity, we refer them to a local dentist or someone who comes out. Big thanks to Sorrel dental program, because they come out and they do all of our screenings, our dental screenings. Quality of Life, which has got an office in Talladega. Dr. Michael Johnson does all of our vision screenings, has helped countless families get eyeglasses and things that their children needed.
And I know as a parent, you might, when my children were little, I might not have known how to detect a vision problem. New mother, I don't know how to detect that, because I just wear these reading glasses. But
well, we take it for granted, and as a mother, I can talk on that. My husband and I always had great vision, 20/20 vision. Neither one of us wore glasses. My daughter, on the other hand, it was by the time she was in 3rd grade that we found out that Anna needed glasses, and Anna had a serious vision problem, and that was 3rd grade.
And she didn't know how to tell you, because she didn't know.
She didn't know. Well, I guess she probably had lived with it, and I shame on us for not taking her sooner. But she went to every pediatrician. She went to every well baby check, those kind of things, and nothing ever stood out to us that it might have been that she had a vision problem until she got into 3rd grade, and she told the teacher she was having trouble seeing the board.
Oh my goodness! Yes.
So took her and had her tested, and she needed glasses. Also, with the vision screenings that we do, they're a little bit more comprehensive than a lot of them, because in schools you have the little vision screen that they do occasionally. They take a picture of the eye and make sure that there's nothing going on there. But the ones that we do is a little bit more comprehensive to that, because we are trying to catch those problems so that there's not, when they get in public school, these children are ready to learn.
That's great. That is the whole thing, I think, getting children ready to learn. We are involved in that at the library, also wanting children to read, have people read to them. Some parents will say, well, how do I help my child read? Well, even when they're little, looking at a book, knowing that you open it, you read from left to right, those are all those pre-reading skills. And a lot of what y'all are doing, or that's what y'all are doing too, that and so many other things.
Yes, we read. Our teachers read to our children, I believe, 3 times a day. That is that's large group, small group, they're reading. That doesn't count during center time when the children have free choice, if you've got children in the book area.
I wish we had all day to talk. There's so much more to talk about. But please enroll your child in TCR Childcare Corporation, and please join us again on Library Connection.